Hi, my name is Anne. I'm a wellness coach and a makeup artist. I'm here to share with you the top health tips to turn your health around. First and foremost, sleep. So many clients come to me wanting to lose weight, balance their hormones, have more energy, perform better at sports, but then they neglect sleep. There is really no health without proper sleep. It's the cornerstone of everything that you want to achieve when it comes to your health and wellness. Sleep affects your brain health, your immune system, your mental health, weight regulation, hormone health, your skin, you name it. There is no area of your health that is not improved or impacted by improving your sleep. And sleep is a whole topic that I will dive in another video, but some of the tips right now that I'll leave you with is to have a consistent sleep and wake up schedule, to expose yourself to the morning light first thing in the morning without sunglasses for at least a few minutes, to really set your circadian rhythm, have a full hour device free before bed, and also don't drink liquids around that hour. Take that time to really wind down, read a book, have sex, cuddle with your partner, have some pillow talk, nothing with blue light with any computers, devices, or alcohol. Next health tip will be daily movement. Did you notice how I specifically said movement and not exercise? That's because if you're sitting all day and going to the gym 1 hour every day, yes, that's better than not going at all, but that's still considered sedentary lifestyle, and sedentary lifestyle is what kills. It's literally the new smoking. Keep that gym hour, but also ask yourself, can you incorporate more movement throughout the day? So let's say you can take a walk while you're having a phone meeting, or while you're talking to your mom on the phone instead of sitting. You can take a little walk in the morning when you wake up, or do a 10-minute yoga. Take breaks between long periods of sitting to do some squats, some lunges, some resistance bands. After meals, take walks as well, whether it is up and down the stairs or walking around the block. My fiance and I take a long walk after every single dinner. It's really sunny in Southern California during the day, so I really don't like being outside. Usually after lunch, I'll do some resistance training, like with weights, something that is not impacting my belly, my stomach with food. Yeah, just see how you incorporate movement throughout the day and break up the long periods of sitting with little movement here and there. 10-15 minutes sprinkled out throughout the day really add up and make a huge difference. Next up, of course, we're going to talk about diet and nutrition. Diet and nutrition is very bio-individual, meaning something that is good for you can be poisonous for me. Let's say once upon a time I was plant-based, and in the beginning it was wonderful, incredible for me because I was getting off dairy, a lot of processed foods and sugar, but eventually I found out that it was really negatively impacting my blood sugar because in my family we do have a history of diabetes, so therefore it's really not good for my blood sugar. So I still believe in a plant-based diet, and I truly do believe that it can cure a lot of disease for a lot of people, including diabetes. But for me, it's really spiking up my blood sugar, so now I eat meat. So you see how something that can be miraculous for one person and healing all of their diseases can be really not great for another person. That being said, there are certain basics that can benefit everybody. One of those is reducing or minimizing your consumption of processed foods. So anything that comes in the packaging, like cookies, baked goods, obviously, really highly processed foods, like even the vegan meats, the Beyond Meat, those are really processed as well. Anything that is packaged and you see a long list of ingredients, that is a highly processed food. Removing refined sugar can also benefit anyone. We eat way too much sugar in our modern world, and you can be thinking, oh, I don't eat that much sugar, because sometimes we're thinking of sugar, we think of desserts right away, right? I once thought that I didn't eat that much sugar because in my mind, sugar was like, oh, I don't eat desserts or chocolate or cookies every day. But then when I wore my glucometer, which is a device to track your blood sugar, I realized just how much sugar is in everything. So when you go to a restaurant, you're eating salad, that dressing is drenched in sugar. Or when you're ordering pasta, the pasta sauce has sugar. Pretty much everything that you eat in restaurants has sugar. Soup have sugar added. When you go into Asian restaurants, a lot of their dressing and a lot of the sauces, like the fish sauce stuff, has a lot of sugar as well. So Even the savory food has so much sugar, and then it's like the frappuccinos that we drink, the desserts that we eat. Every time you eat out, just assume that you're eating a lot of sugar. It is literally like eating a dessert. So really pay attention how much sugar is in your daily diet. Which brings me to the next point. Look at the ingredients list. Sometimes when you're eating yogurt, which you're not registering as dessert, it has a lot of sugar. When you look at the ingredients list, make sure you're looking not just at the calories or the carbs, but also the actual ingredient list. Anything that has too long of an ingredient list, I'd say avoid, especially if the ingredient list has sugar, high fructose syrup, and anything that has chemical names that you cannot pronounce, or anything that you wouldn't have in a pantry. For example, if you're buying a nut milk, look at the ingredient list. Make sure it only has the actual nut and maybe some salt, and not like a whole list of all the chemicals and preservatives and guar gum, which are all just not good for you. Which brings me to the next point. Strive to eat whole foods, like whole foods that you see in nature, not like the Whole Foods store. So for example, eat an actual avocado, eat an actual grape, eat an actual vegetables instead of vegetable chips. Eat the things that come as they are in nature. So when you go to a grocery store, shop in the perimeter, because that's where you have the fresh produce. Eat the meat as it is instead of like the patty that is made with like bunch of chemicals. So there are actual like beef patty that is just ground beef, or there are patties that are like have a bunch of other ingredients. So always make sure you look at the ingredient list, and or just buy things as they come in nature. When you're buying meat, eggs, fish, make sure you buy organic, grass-fed, pasture-raised, wild-caught fish as well. And I know those can be pricier than regular if you really can't do pasture-raised, grass-fed. At least do organic and hormone-free, because all of the chemicals that are pumped into the animals and the things that they are fed and the ways they are raised really impacts your health as well. A cow that is grazed in the field with grass and that is fed grass her whole life is going to have a completely different nutritional profile when she becomes your meal. The same thing with chicken. Pasture-raised chicken have a completely different nutritional profile than a chicken that was conventionally raised. And when they talk about how like meat is not good for you, they talk about conventionally, traditionally raised meats, because conventionally raised beef will have way more omega-6 and just is way more inflammatory, versus a cow that was grass-fed 100%. That beef will contain more omega-3 and is not going to be as inflammatory. So another huge piece to this is cooking at home more. If you want to be healthier, definitely try to cook at home more. And I know sometimes it's a big ask to ask somebody to cook at home every single day, but try to cook at home as much as you can. First of all, when you're eating out, none of the ingredients are usually grass-fed or organic. When you cook at home, you can skip the sugar, you can skip the MSG, you can skip all the crazy amount of sodium. Not to mention, a lot of times when you order takeout, you're eating out of very cheap plastic, which has microplastics, which you end up also putting into your body, which cannot be cleansed out of your body once it's already in your system. Not to mention that microplastic can pass the brain barrier, which can be damaging to your brain as well. If you're really serious about getting your health together and turning your health around, I highly recommend working with a functional doctor and a health coach. That truly changed my life. I was always so health conscious, but working with a functional doctor and a health coach completely changed my life. So because oftentimes we think we know what we're doing, and also conventional doctors look at our blood work, the annual thing that you're doing, and they say everything is normal. But if you're really feeling tired, fatigued, or you're not feeling like your energy is at the level it could be, really take it seriously and go check your gut health. Go talk to a functional doctor or naturopathic doctor and talk to a health coach. That's why I became so passionate about becoming a wellness coach myself, which is similar to health coach. I just don't work as much with actual serious disease. I work with people's energy, like energy levels, vitality levels, blood sugar, wellness, and if you're there feeling tired, fatigued, that's definitely my passion. Yes, because unfortunately the medical system that we live in today, they are relying on us getting sick. So sometimes you go to a doctor, they're like, oh, everything looks normal, and by normal they mean that your test results are in the normal range of all the results of all people. And if 70% of American population is considered overweight and obese, do you want to be in the normal range? So that's why I recommend working with a functional doctor, because their normal is like optimal. You don't want to have normal standard American health, because look at the health of a standard American, right? You want to have optimal health. So don't wait until you actually have sickness and disease. And yes, these can be more expensive, but I truly believe that if you catch your disease before it comes, all the cost is nothing in comparison to when you actually have a disease. And last but not least, take a look at your home environment, the toxins that you're exposing yourself to. What are the chemicals that you're using, like the toothpaste, hand wash, your personal care? Do those have fragrance? Do those have toxic chemicals? And this can be a very complicated subject, and I will probably have to make a whole video about that. I recommend a big resource. It's called AWG. They have a huge database. They have a scoring system to score products that from like green that is safe to red that is best to avoid, because a lot of brands out there are marketing themselves as clean, but they actually are not. Same thing with food. A lot of food brands are claiming their food to be healthy. In the marketing in the front it says healthy, gluten-free, yada yada, but when you look at the ingredient list, it's really not good for you. So yes, use that. Or there's also an app called Think Dirty that you can download and also scan products that you buy. Yeah, because the products we use every day also really impact our hormones, our liver, our allergies. So really look into that. I know I threw a lot at you today, but just pick up what's doable for right now, and then come back to this video when you're ready to up level even further. If any of you want to work one-on-one, I will leave the link below so you and I can find a personalized plan for you specifically. If all of these are overwhelming and you're not sure what's going to work for you and what's not going to work for you, these are like the general guidelines that I truly believe can improve everyone's life if you apply these things. I hope these helped as usual. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to leave them below. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.